Tracker weather starts now with Jason Laird.
Well, good morning, everybody. Hopefully your Friday's off to a great start. A little bit cooler as we head toward the weekend. 58 degrees in Great Falls right now, 57 in the capital. A couple of light little showers over southwestern Montana. We'll see some of those splash and dash showers kind of tracking through central Montana, making their way into northeastern Montana as the day plays out. Quite a different story, though, in north central Montana. More wind, low humidity levels, and pretty hot weather in this region. That's why we do have a fire weather warning. That has been bumped up from a watch in Glacier, Liberty, Pend Oreille, and Toole counties in that particular region, and that's going to take us through the remainder of the day Friday. So what that tells us is if a fire was to spark, it could spread pretty darn rapidly for us. Wind, nothing too crazy, but just enough to kind of raise that fire concern a little bit. On average through central Montana, it's going to be a little bit gusty at times today, nothing too crazy, but your usual suspects there into the Rocky Mountain front in north central Montana and along the High Line. Quite a bit more wind in that particular region. 85 degrees for your daytime high today, 85 in the capital, still hanging on to a couple of 90s throughout the eastern plains. Overall today, the cold front that settled in yesterday helped to kick off some of those storms. That's going to make its way out of the region, but you'll notice still a little bit of remaining moisture kicking up into southwestern Montana, continuing to track into central Montana. Lewistown should kind of catch the brunt of it, and really, even when I say the brunt of it, most of which are just going to be splash and dash showers, maybe an occasional thunderstorm or two this afternoon. Those storms will continue to move into northeastern Montana, and then some cooler air kind of settling in overnight. We'll tell you about that momentarily. 52 degrees for your overnight low in Great Falls, so a little bit chillier this evening. 54 in the capital, still hanging tight though to the mid-50s, and even a couple of mid-60s in northeastern Montana for overnight lows. On Saturday, for the most part, we're going to stay relatively dry, but cold front is going to drop into the state. I put that temperature contour behind the map so you can see that cold front just kind of moving that hot air on its way. Really, for the most part, the only storm potential is going to be down into south central Montana. Biggest impacts here, a little bit breezy on Saturday at times, and then again cooler temperatures as that cold front kind of settles into the state. So you'll notice that's going to back us off to the low 80s for a good chunk of central Montana. A couple of 80s continuing into the eastern plains, a little bit warmer in that particular region, and then highs on Sunday. We're going to start to wind those temperatures back up as another ridge of high pressure builds across the state. Here's what it's going to look like for us. Huge ridge is going to move in. It's almost a carbon copy of what we saw this last week. Ridge is going to build first part of the week. That's going to push temperatures back into the 90s again next week, and it's pretty much just going to hang tight for us as we head through the remainder of next week. So 85 degrees today, a little bit cooler through the weekend as that cold front settles in. Then that huge ridge of high pressure is going to rebuild. That's going to take temperatures back into the 90s as we head into next week. As for the capital today, 85 degrees, 81 on Saturday. A couple more clouds, maybe an occasional splash and dash shower, but for the most part dry. And then 90s again next week, Shannon.